Last month, we were at the Longines FEI European Championships in Rotterdam to find out more about the recent developments in the testing of footing in arenas. With vast numbers of horses competing over a whole week, it is vital the surface is prepared and maintained to a high standard. Professor Lars Roepstorff is a leading expert on the footing standard at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences.
The footing standard is a measurement of functional properties of the footing. Functional properties means basically measuring what the horse feels. And the standard gives us the framework for how these measurements are done. The absolute main objective of testing surfaces is for the welfare of the horse, minimizing risk of injury, while of course still maintaining performance. Minimizing risk of injury is, of course, not only about the functional properties of it, it's actually how you use the surfaces. So from a biological point of view, it's very important to train your horses on different surfaces.
The Orono Biomechanical Surface Tester, or OBST, was developed for use on racecourses in the United States and then adjusted for equestrian arena surfaces.
So this is the OBST, the robot hoof. This falling part mimics the load of a horse when a horse would land after a fence. And then we have sensors here. We have accelerometers, we have force sensors that measures both horizontal and vertical forces as the hoof hits the ground. And those sensors measure the response from the ground. So we actually measure what the horse would feel when it jumps on this surface. I'm looking at 5 different parameters, and we're looking at impact firmness, which is the impact of the hoof just as the hoof touches the ground. And then cushioning. Cushioning is reflecting what's in the deeper layers of the surface. And cushioning is how much the forces can be dampened. The next thing is responsiveness. So it's important that there are some kind of elasticity in the ground. The third thing is grip, which is quite obvious. It should be an adequate grip. And finally, we look at uniformity. Uniformity is basically the 4 other parameters, how they vary over the whole arena.
Arena maintenance is another vital aspect of any competition, and the OBST machine provides readings to help the crew test the elasticity and compactness of the surface.
It's very important to understand that there is no single perfect surface, because it's different horses will move differently. But to have an objective measure all of a sudden gives the possibilities to riders, trainers, organizers, everybody involved in this business. All stakeholders can make use of objective measurements.
We caught up with 4-time Olympic champion Ludger Beerbohm to give us a rider's perspective on the testing of footing in arenas.
From my point of view as a rider, I think it's really, really important because, you know, when we face different environment, different situations, indoors, outdoors, weather, good or bad, rain, a lot of water, not enough water, dry. So it's important for the sport, to have it equal for everyone, that we have really good conditions in terms of the ground. The awareness has definitely improved in the past 10, 12, 15 years. And in the meantime, also people are occupied with measuring, with testing the grounds, the firmness, the elasticity in general, everything connected, of course, also to horse welfare. Also, the vet's opinion here is very important. The ground and the measuring the ground, I think it's one of the key factors really for our sport today and in the future.
Thomas Torgerson is the event director at the Gothenburg Horse Show that recently held the Longines FEI World Cup final and also had the benefit of having the OBST machine on site.
Well, I think that the importance of the surface, of course, is obvious. We need to present good sport to get the riders to come back. They have to trust us. In my experience, and I've been working with our show for 43 years, actually. And in the past, very much of the discussion regarding the footing, to be honest, was an opinion. And to replace an opinion with fact, I think that's always a very, very good help.
FEI continue to support this, and today we are at a stage where we want to roll out this to use it on not only the big championships that we've done lately, but from a top-down position, making this available to organizers of shows in FEI regime.